Hey guys, this is Argatha, and today I'm going to teach you about wards. So what is a ward? A ward is a spell that you cast on yourself, and it mitigates damage, and it prevents status effects from being applied to you. So how do you cast one? All you have to do is have E in the spell, and then any combination of any other elements. So let's say E and F, and then you self-cast it, and now you have a ward. Now, note that I have this ring underneath my feet since I cast that fire ward. The color of this ring tells you what type of ward you're wearing. So it's important to pay attention to your opponents and see what types of wards they're wearing so you know what types of elements to not use against them. Because, like I said, they mitigate damage and they prevent status effects. So if I'm wearing this and I walk through this, I take half damage from fire and I don't get the burn status applied to me. So normally, if I walk through this, I take 80 damage per tick, and I get the burn status applied to me. If I wear this, I only take 40 damage per tick, and I don't get the burn status applied to me. Similarly, if I wear the cold ward, I take half damage from cold, and I don't get the chill status applied to me. Now, life doesn't have a status effect associated with it, but life does give you a heal over time whenever you use it. So as long as you have a life ward on, you will be healed over time. It's important to note that the life ward functions just like the other wards in that it will mitigate that element. So if somebody is trying to heal you and you're wearing this, it's going to be half as effective. So be wary of using this when you have friends nearby who may want to heal you. The water ward will prevent the wet status from being applied to you. Now, water doesn't do any damage, but the water ward will mitigate 50% of ice damage, and it will mitigate 50% of steam damage. So normally, Steam Storm will do 100 damage per tick, but with this on, it only does 50 damage per tick. The lightning ward will mitigate 50% of life damage and lightning damage, and it prevents the mini stuns from being applied to me. And then the death ward doesn't have any status effects associated with it either, similarly to life. There's nothing else special about it, but it's a good ward regardless because death mines are one of the highest damaging spells in the game. And then you've got the Earth Ward. Now, the Earth Ward is a little bit special. For one, obviously, it does mitigate half of Earth damage, but it also mitigates half of melee damage, and it will mitigate half of ice damage, because ice is physical. So this is not just preventing Earth damage, it's preventing physical damage. Also, you may notice that I have this cool armor that I'm wearing whenever I wear the ward. So, what this does is it makes me slower, but basically it's making me heavier. So I walk slower, and I get it's harder to push me and knock me up and disrupt me. So if somebody tries to push me with a water spray and I'm wearing this ward, it's going to be harder for them to do it. I'm going to be pushed less far, I'm going to be pushed less quickly. Now, if I wear a double earth ward, I'm even heavier. And a special thing about it is I'm completely immune to the knock-up of mines. So, while we're at it, a double ward. So if you ward the same element twice, then you are completely immune to that element. So I'm completely immune to rocks, I'm completely immune to weapons, and I'm completely immune to ice. If I double ward fire, then I'm completely immune to fire damage. If I double ward cold, I'm completely immune to cold damage. If I double ward life, it's twice as effective. So instead of being healed 25 health per tick, I'm healed 50 health per tick. But also note that I am completely immune to outside healing effects. So if I do this, and I try to heal myself with mines, or I try to heal myself with a life wall, it's not going to work because I'm immune to outside healing. If I wear a double water ward, I am immune to the pushback from water. You cannot push me when I'm wearing this ward. Now, another thing about it is if somebody tries to push you when you're wearing this ward, then they're going to get interrupted. They get pushed back just a little bit, and it basically is enough just to interrupt their water spray. Another interesting thing about this ward is if there are mines, either the death mines or the life mines, and water is in that spell, then you are immune to the knockup from those mines. And lightning, you are completely immune to lightning when you are wearing a double lightning ward. Death damage, you're completely immune with a double death ward. Now, there are a couple double wards that are special, and they're not two of the same element. You have QER, or cold, water and cold ward. This makes you immune to ice damage. And then you have the water and fire ward, which makes you immune to steam damage. So normally, this does 100 damage per tick. And now I'm completely immune to that damage type. It's also important to note that at the time of this recording, this ward, while it will make you immune to ice damage, it does not mitigate steam damage at all. So I take the full damage from steam when I'm wearing this ward. Similarly, with a steam ward on, I do not mitigate ice damage at all. So these are exclusive. And those are the wards. Now, for starting out, there are a lot of wards that you can cast, and all of them are useful. And there is a best circumstance or a best scenario for each individual type of ward, but those are a lot of different spells for you to just all of a sudden have thrown on you. So, little piece of advice is use this ward. Use it pretty much all the time. If you get hit by fire damage, then you'll want to switch to this ward. So if you're on fire, you can switch to this, and you'll be pretty good. But mostly, you want to stick in this ward. And the reason is, one, cold damage, or the chill status effect, is really punishing. And when you're a newer player, it can be extremely difficult to deal with. Even when you're a high-level player, having a heavy chill is very difficult to deal with. And it's one of the best ways to finish somebody off, by applying that chill, and then just doing damage to them and keeping them distracted so they can't cleanse that chill. So this prevents that. You don't get chilled when you're wearing this ward. Additionally, you don't get the wet status applied to you when you're wearing this ward, so you can freely spam lightning and not worry about shocking yourself. And then, of course, you are immune to ice damage, which is important because ice is the most common way of breaking through somebody's wall. Because ice will actually pierce through walls. So this is a very good ward to have. It'll help you a lot in the beginning. And yeah. So, like I said, if you get hit by fire damage and you get set on fire, then this is a good ward to switch to. Now, there are better wards in certain circumstances than these two wards, but they will help you start out. They'll give you a better chance while you try to learn how to cast the other wards quickly and efficiently. So I hope this tutorial was helpful to you, and I hope you understand what a ward does and why you would want to use one. And I hope you remember that you need to be very careful when you use a life ward. I hope you have found this tutorial helpful, and until next time, I'll catch you later.